If you're someone that's trying to make the United States your permanent home, you may be familiar with all the ups and downs of the journey. It can be frustrating, so in this video, I'll provide some tips to help you make your citizenship application go as smoothly as possible. As you know, it's very important to get this right because citizenship in the US opens you up to a lot of benefits like the right to vote, easier travel, and ability to sponsor relatives for their own green cards. The process can be complex, so hopefully with these tips I'm about to give you, you can strengthen your application and avoid common mistakes. First off, let's talk eligibility. To apply for US citizenship, you must meet specific criteria. You need to have had your green card for at least 5 years or 3 years if you're applying as a spouse of a US citizen. You must also show continuous residence, demonstrate good moral character, pass English and civics tests, and be at least 18 years old. So tip number 1, you'll want to start early and stay organized. The citizenship application process involves meticulous documentation, including your green card, tax returns, travel records, and all other name change or marital status documents. Starting early gives you ample time to gather necessary documents and fill out your application form accurately. Always make sure to keep copies of your submissions and correspondence with USCIS. Number 2, master the English and civics test. While those can be challenging, preparation can go a long way. USCIS provides study materials on its websites, so use them as much as you can. You can also enroll in classes or find a study group if you're not confident in your English skills or knowledge of US history and government. Number 3, anticipate possible hurdles in your application. This includes everything from past legal issues to prolonged absences from the US. Be honest and thorough in your application about any potential red flags. It is important to discuss your case before you file for naturalization because issues that you think are not a problem can not only disqualify you from citizenship, but can also result in your case being referred to immigration court. Now, one thing worth highlighting is a number of mistakes that happen during citizenship applications. So here are a few pitfalls and how to sidestep them. Let's start with incomplete or incorrect forms. This is one of the most frequent and common mistakes. It often leads to unnecessary delays or, in worst case scenario, a denial of your application. To avoid this, make sure to thoroughly review each section of the form before submitting. Use the instructions provided by USCIS as a guide and consider seeking assistance from an immigration attorney. This is an important part of the process, so don't risk it if you have any questions. The second most common pitfall is failure to provide required documentation. Applicants often overlook or misunderstand the documentation required to support their citizenship application. This can include proof of your eligibility, tax returns, and evidence of your continuous residence. Before submitting your application, create a checklist of all required documents based on USCIS guidelines and ensure each item is accounted for. Remember, original documents are not required unless specifically requested. However, clear and legible copies must be submitted. The third on my list is not disclosing criminal history. All applicants must disclose their entire criminal history, regardless of how minor or how long ago the incident occurred. Failing to disclose this information can be seen as an attempt to deceive or misrepresent your background, resulting in severe repercussions for your immigration bid. If you have any criminal history, consult with an immigration attorney to discuss the best way to proceed. Do not file for naturalization on your own if you have any criminal conviction, no matter how long ago it was. Another common hurdle is ignoring application updates and requests from USCIS. Once your application is submitted, you may be required to attend a biometrics appointment. Later, USCIS will schedule for an interview where your eligibility will be reviewed by an officer. At that time, the officer may ask for additional information or documents. It is important to consult with an immigration attorney because oftentimes the request for these documents signifies a deeper problem with your case. And finally, not utilizing available resources can be detrimental. Many applicants aren't aware of the free resources available to them. USCIS offers study material for the civics and English tests, as well as information sessions on the naturalization process. Additionally, community organizations and legal clinics often provide free or low-cost assistance for citizenship applicants. Taking advantage of these resources can provide invaluable support throughout the application process. If you realize a mistake after submitting your application, it's crucial to address it proactively. Depending on the error, you may need to inform USCIS directly or correct the mistake during your interview. In some cases, particularly if legal issues are involved, consulting with an immigration attorney can provide guidance on the best course of action. Now let's cover some of the most common questions about the U.S. citizenship application. Question number 1. What if I've traveled extensively outside the U.S. during my permanent residency? Will that affect my application? Extensive travel outside the US can impact your citizenship application if it interrupts your continuous residency. Generally, a trip lasting 6 months or more can raise questions about your continuous residence. An absence of 1 year or more may mean you've abandoned residency. If your absence is more than 6 months but less than a year, you will need to document your ties to the US during your travels, such as maintaining a home, employment, or family in the US to support your case. Question number 2. Does my employment history impact my citizenship application? Your employment history itself does not directly impact your eligibility for citizenship unless it relates to issues of moral character or legal compliance. Consistent employment can demonstrate stability and contribution to society, but periods of unemployment are not necessarily detrimental. The key is to ensure that you have complied with all tax laws and have no legal issues related to your employment history. Question number 3. What should I do if I cannot attend my scheduled citizenship interview? If you're unable to attend your scheduled citizenship interview, you should notify USCIS as soon as possible to request a rescheduling. Failure to appear for your interview without notifying USCIS could lead to a denial or delay in your application process. When requesting a reschedule, provide a valid reason for your absence. USCIS will then provide a new date for your interview. Question number 4. What if I have a criminal conviction? If you have a criminal conviction, no matter how long ago, you must speak to an immigration attorney. Some convictions can permanently bar you from becoming a citizen. Other criminal issues will delay your citizenship. Some criminal issues can even have you deported from the United States. In situations with any criminal history, you must consult an immigration attorney. Question number 5. Is there a fee waiver available for citizenship applications, and how do I qualify? Yes, USCIS offers a fee waiver for citizenship applications for applicants who meet certain criteria based on income, financial hardship, or public benefits. To qualify, you must provide documentation that demonstrate your inability to pay the fee, such as tax returns showing your household income below 150% of the federal poverty guideline, proof of receiving means-tested benefits, or a written explanation of financial hardship. Submitting a fee waiver request does not affect the decision on your citizenship application, but can extend the processing time. I hope that these prove helpful to you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to stay in the loop, and let me know in the comments if there's any topic you would like covered in the future. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.